Hello, my name is Matias Sosa, and today I will be talking to you guys about how Kali Linux is in digital forensics. So, what is Linux? Linux is an open source operating system, and it has hundreds of different distributions with the ability to customize to your own personal experience, and a lot of them come with a bunch of tools pre-configured. Now, what does that mean? What does open source mean? Think about Windows and Mac OS. In order to use any of those operating systems, you need to purchase a license. Windows, you need to purchase a license key. And in Mac's case, you need to purchase the device, like an Apple iPhone or a MacBook, in order to use their operating system. Now, what benefit does that have? That Linux is open source? It means you can run it on virtually anything and you don't need to pay for it, and it most of the time has a huge community behind it. Well, Linux does have a huge community behind it, but different distros. So our main focus is Kali Linux. But what about other operating systems? Why choose Kali Linux? See, here I have three different operating systems: Parrot OS, Tails, and Ubuntu. Why not choose any of those three? Why choose Kali? Well, let's start with each of them. Parrot OS, it's a great operating system, but it has very limited documentation. So is it really good? Yes. It's actually more lightweight than Kali, which theoretically means it runs better, but because of the limited documentation, it's just not as viable as a resource for digital forensics. Tails OS, it's another great option, but it has minimal tools and is more geared towards security and not forensic investigations. And Ubuntu, as you can see this option right here with the hammer, Ubuntu has amazing customization, but not a lot of pre-configured tools. In fact, no tool is pre-configured most of the time, which means it would be extremely time consuming to add all those tools. And sure, if it's just one user and you're adding all the tools, maybe it'll take you an hour. But imagine 20 users, or 200, or 2,000 users. It's just not worth it in the sense of it's not scalable. So, to Kali Linux. Kali Linux has 600 pre-configured and installed tools. It has a forensics mode option, tons of documentation, and it's developed by OffSec, and it's constantly developed. And it also has live boot capabilities. What does live boot mean? It means you can get a software like Rufus, put the ISO of Kali in Rufus, and run Kali off of a flash drive on any computer. Talk about versatility. And with 600 pre-configured tools, if you think about the other operating systems we mentioned, Tails, Parrot, or Ubuntu, if you needed to quickly gather evidence on something, you wouldn't need to take the time to download all the tools you need. All the tools would be at your disposal, which is why Kali is the top dog for digital forensics and is the top choice compared to its competitors. Now, what good is all these 600 tools if you don't know how to use them? OffSec, as I stated, is a developer of Kali. They constantly update it, and they're a pretty good company. They even though Kali is open source, anyone can use it, but OffSec offers courses, hands-on, self-paced approach, labs to learn Kali, to learn all the tools. Has courses geared towards certification like OSCP, OSWA, OSCP, etc. However, it is a bit advanced it's recommended that you're in the intermediate to advanced level, and I recommend OffSec courses for high level individuals like professionals or enterprises, because the price is $1,500 for just 90 days and an OSCP exam voucher. But OffSec isn't the only vendor that offers courses for Kali. We also have Udemy. Udemy is very inexpensive. Its learning style is a safe-paced video lectures. They teach certifications, but you don't get certification from Udemy. You get course completion certifications. If you want the certification, for example OSCP, you have to go out of your way to get the voucher. But the good news about Udemy is that the skill level is between beginner to intermediate, and it's very inexpensive with a price of $10 to $100 and frequent discounts. For example, $200 down to $20 for a Kali Linux course. TryHackMe is another option. A bit better than Udemy, self-paced and has hand-on labs, but also has similar certifications to Udemy, where it has TryHackMe completion certificates. It's a beginner to intermediate level and has a monthly subscription fee of $10 to $30 depending on the level that you're trying to achieve. The more advanced the course, the more it's going to cost you. Hack the Box is another option. However, compared to the previous ones, specifically TryHackMe, it is an intermediate to advanced level skill set. Again, it's self-paced with labs, has their own academy with their own certifications, but does offer a free intro content. And if you want to subscribe to it, again, it's $10 to $30 monthly tiers, similar to TryHackMe. EC counseling I recommend for enterprises because of the price. $950 to $1,200 for the exam bundle plus extras, but $950 base price no matter what. The skill level is intermediate, but the advantage that EC counseling has compared to the other options is that you have the choice of instructor-led or self-paced, depending on the course. Considering it's instructor-led, it depends on how you learn. Some people learn better by doing it themselves. Some people like having their hand held. It depends on the type of person you are. Instructor-led content might be the best option for you, but it's a great option nonetheless. And here's a little chart I came up with for the price and experience. As I stated, Udemy is low price and very beginner friendly. Remember, it is video lectures, so considering that, if you were, for example, to get a Kali Linux course and wanted to do the labs, you would need to download Kali Linux on your home computer and run it on your own to make sure you're doing correctly, to follow whatever the lesson does. But it is a great option for beginners. TryHackMe, it's a bit up there compared to Udemy. It's actual labs. It actually gives you the virtual platform to do everything you want to do and follow the courses. TryHackMe has labs, $10 to $30 a month, and offers a lot of digital forensic stuff. Udemy does as well. Udemy, you can search up digital forensic courses and purchase them their lifetime. TryHackMe also has digital forensics courses, but it is geared more towards hacking, hence the name TryHackMe, but it does offer digital forensics options. Similar to Hack the Box, Hack the Box is geared more towards hacking, but does have digital forensic courses to learn things like autopsy, Autopsy. EC Council. It's a lot more pricey and does offer digital forensic courses, which is why I recommend it for enterprise level because of the price. But it is a great option and does teach you everything. But in my opinion, the best out of these 5 and the most expensive, unfortunately, is OffSec, the developers of Kali. OffSec develops Kali, so they're going to cater all their courses around Kali. So what does that mean? Digital forensics courses? OffSec has them, no doubt. They develop it. They know everything about Kali, as I stated, not only because of extensive documentation, but because they are the developers. So, how does Kali relate to digital forensics? I mean, I've stated how it does, but I mentioned 600 tools, but what tools? There's a lot of tools, and I can't cover them all, so I narrowed it down to 4 different tools. Autopsy. Autopsy is a tool that Kali has. Autopsy is used to essentially create case files to investigate files or hard disk drives and pull information from them to prep them for investigations. Hashdeep is an integrity-based thing. Essentially, when you have a piece of information and it's hashed, Hashdeep will ensure that that evidence isn't tampered with in any way by continuously monitoring and verifying that the hashes are the same to prevent any tampering or changing of the data, better said. Binwalk is used to think about you have an image of a puppy. To the normal user, it's just a picture of a puppy. But who's to say that there isn't a malicious piece of code in that picture that when downloaded executes on your computer? Binwalk essentially scans the bits of an image file or anything, a hard disk drive, a folder archive, things of that matter, and will scan for malicious payloads or code and essentially exfiltrate them for further analyzation. We get the picture of the puppy from the bad guys, we see what code they use, and we can try to reverse engineer it. And then bulk extractor. Think about Costco. You buy items in bulk. Bulk extractor, you extract information in bulk. Let's say you have a huge file dump with 1,000 files and a bunch of gibberish, and you specifically want username and password information. You use bulk extractor and essentially filter out all those options and pull all the data you want, like username and passwords. This makes it a lot easier to organize data and collect data to begin with, because going through 100 different files with a bunch of gibberish just to find specific information is time consuming and could penalize the investigation. So by using bulk extractor, you can pull all that information out with ease and you won't have to break a sweat. And how does this relate to Kali? How does it relate to digital forensics? Because all these tools are built into Kali. And that's just so much more useful than having to load in all the tools yourself like the other operating systems. So what do I want you to take away from this? That Kali plays a huge role in digital forensics. It's the best option compared to almost every other Linux distribution like Parrot, Tails, Ubuntu, because it has, like I said, the 600 pre-configured tools and it has a forensics mode, and it's very versatile where you can live boot it and run it on any piece of hardware. And it's overall just an amazing tool. And in terms of vendors, you can't sell Kali because it's open source, but you can sell the information on how to use it. OffSec is the best option. The most expensive option, but the best option. OffSec is the developers of Kali, so they cater all their lessons towards that. And their certifications are industry recognized as well. And the other options like Udemy and TryHackMe, amazing for beginners. Hack the Box, it's great for people who are more advanced, intermediate to advanced level, and are willing to try that while saving money. And then EC Council is also a great option for enterprises. Second best option compared to OffSec. But at the end of the day, OffSec is the best option. And what I want you to take away from this is that. So here is my resources, my image resources, and thank you.